As requested for a video coming up here in the near future, we are going to be doing a gator belt for a new serpentine belt on this. Maybe possibly doing a new belt tensioner with that new gator belt. But I want to get down in here. Let's see if I can just fold that up out of the way. I want to show the wire that we tapped the APPS noise isolator into. So this is the noise isolator here. And it runs up, and we got it grounded right here onto the fender, if it'll focus. So that right there, you can see I scratched the paint out of there, and we just grounded it right there with this other ground that runs up here to your negative battery terminal. So the wire, I believe they call this slot number 1 on the computer here. And the wire that we tap into, let's see if I can zoom right in here. So if you get to your computer here and you got your APPS noise isolator from BD Diesel, right here is the tap for the APPS noise isolator wire, and this is the wire that you're going to tap into. So I believe that these wires on the harness run into slot number 1 on your computer, your ECM I think this one is, and or it might be your PCM, one of your CM, but it is in fact that orange wire, and you can see that little blue line on it right there. That is the wire that you want to tap with that BD Diesel APPS noise isolator. One of you guys asked me about that in the comment section, I think just earlier today, and I don't know, I can't remember because I was thumbing through a few different comments, but I wanted to show you that quick so you knew exactly what wire it was. It is freaking raining out, and let me tell you, it feels good because it was wicked warm here and humid, muggy today. So this rain feels good. I don't even mind standing out here getting the camera wet to do this right now. Another request from one of you guys down in the comment section, and dude, I am completely sorry. I was in the middle of typing out a response to you one day last week and then got doing something at work and completely forgot to finish my thought and hit reply. So this one is for you. I'm just gonna talk about T steering versus Y steering really quickly on these Cummins trucks. I believe the 98s and 99s with HD steering components do have T steering, and you can upgrade to that T steering on your 2000 to 2002 Cummins truck. Or the other option would be to go with a 08.5 and up T steering off of the newer trucks and upgrade to that on your 2000 to 2002 Cummins truck. So the 2000s to 2002s like mine come with Y steering. So if you actually have one of these trucks and it does have T steering on it, somebody most likely upgraded to that T steering. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. So as you all know, we just did the tie rods and the center drag link on my 2001 24 valve Cummins like 4 or 5 weeks ago. And what I'm talking about here with the T steering is if you get down underneath here and look at your pitman arm right up here, if you trace that ball stud from your pitman arm right there and you trace it right down back to see where it connects over here on the passenger side of your truck, you can see that mine runs straight on over to the steering knuckle here. So mine runs right there from the steering knuckle, and we'll trace that right on up, and it goes right up there into the pitman arm. So that is Y steering, and then the center drag link connects to it here and then runs over to the driver's side steering knuckle. So that right there is a Y steering setup. Now if you had a T steering setup, you would basically have one big tie rod that ran from your passenger side knuckle, and it would run straight across the front of your truck over to the driver's side knuckle, and then your center drag link would run off of that right on up to your pitman arm, and that would be a T-style steering setup. So a lot of guys will actually go and upgrade their steering on these 2000 to 2002 Cummins trucks to the T steering, but they will get the 08.5 and up T steering. And the one good thing about that is that you can use the upgraded steering stabilizer from those trucks as well, like a Bilstein 5100. But little trick for you here, you can also get that same Bilstein 5100 series steering stabilizer. I could install that on my truck and be fine with it as well. So I'm pretty positive that you don't have to have the T steering upgrade in order to upgrade your steering stabilizer and have a nice Bilstein 5100 series stabilizer underneath the front of your truck. In fact, that was what I was planning on ordering when we finished the front end and the steering components on my 2001 24 Valve Cummins. I was going to order the Bilstein 5100 series steering stabilizer, and we were going to mount that right up on the truck because everything that I have done, all the digging and reading and research, says that you can do it, and all signs point to yes. Now, one of the downfalls that I hear of with the 08.5 and up T-steering upgraded set that you can get off the newer trucks is that the taper on the ball studs is different. I'm not a huge expert in this stuff. I don't know a whole lot about it, so I can't speak to whether or not that is 100% true, but a lot of guys say that the tapers on the ball studs on the tie rod ends are different. So if you're not following with what I'm saying, I'm talking about the tapers on the actual studs here on the tie rod ends and everything. A lot of guys are saying that the tapers on those are different than, say, the 98 to 99 HD T-steering setups. If you were just to get a 99 HD steering setup and go and put that on your truck, the only main thing that you would have to do is you would, at the pitman arm here, you would still have to use this same tie rod end that you would have on your truck normally, because I think the one on the 99 HD series is slightly different and will not mate up with your pitman arm correctly. But from everything that I've seen on that, it should still mate up in the sleeves with the other components, so you should be able to use your regular tie rod end that is on your truck currently. If you upgrade to a 99 HD style T-steering, use the same tie rod end here at the pitman arm, because I don't think that the 99 HD one will work with your pitman arm. From everything that I've gathered with the T-steering versus Y-steering stuff, if you are going to convert your truck over and change your steering linkages, all signs kind of point to go with the 99 HD T-steering setups. Now, the other thing with T-steering setups is you have constant toe with that big bar going from wheel to wheel, and it's easier, after you install it and stuff, it's easier to obviously adjust it, the wheel and the wheel, to center your steering and alignment, stuff like that. Now remember that I am by no means a mechanic or an engineer or an expert on this stuff, but from my understanding though, the center drag link on the T-steering connects to the front of the tie rod. So I guess what happens is when you turn the wheel, it will actually roll up that tie rod a little bit before it actually engages in turning the tires, and over time, obviously, it will start to wear out and you'll end up with that same sloppiness that you were trying to kind of do away with in the first place by doing the T-steering. And a lot of guys will upgrade to the T-steering for off-road purposes to get rid of the Y-steering and the sloppiness of the Y-steering. The T-steering is slightly stronger than the Y-steering is, and it also is easier on the steering box because any side load coming from the tires isn't directed directly at the pitman arm like it is with Y-steering. Also, because the T-steering has constant toe going from the passenger tire to the driver tire, you will get better tire wear as well. One quick little last point that I want to, I guess, put out there is that the T-steering will do away with the constant change in the toe of your wheels as your suspension cycles, because it does run from the passenger knuckle to the driver's side knuckle, whereas the Y-steering does not do that. So there's just little differences and stuff between T and Y. Like I said, am not an expert on it, but I have looked that up in the past and kind of looked into it and read up on it a little bit, and could at least give some information out in this video about T-steering and Y-steering and stuff. Honestly, whether or not you want to do it is totally up to you, and I think at the end of the day, it really just boils down to what you use your truck for. Remember, guys are changing to the T-steering for like off-road purposes. It is a little bit stronger. It does get rid of the constant change in toe as your suspension travels and cycles up and down and stuff. You can use the newer steering stabilizers, but I'm almost certain and positive that you can still use those newer steering stabilizers even if you don't have the T-steering like my Y-steering setup. And changing to the T-steering isn't necessarily going to just tighten up your steering for the life of the truck. you still can have loose steering if you don't have good ball joints and other components that go along with those steering parts. So you it all depends on really what you're looking for, the goal, and what you use your truck for. But I kind of just wanted to show you, I guess, how the T steering hooks up on the truck compared to the Y steering, and I could show you how the Y steering is by showing you the front end of my truck, and then kind of explain how the T steering varies and hooks up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did enjoy it, leave a like on your way out. It really does help the channel with growth and getting the videos recommended to new people, hopefully bringing in new subscribers. If you're stopping in for the first time, want to become a new subscriber, don't be shy and hit that subscribe button. Become a family member here on Pure Panorama and join all of us here in the comment section, sharing your knowledge and passion of trucks. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go work on that HX35 and try to get that sucker put back together. Peace. I just wanna